Book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God.
The book of what?
The commandments of God.
Yo.
So we see in here when we're talking about God, we're reading from the book of the commandments of the Most High Power. The book that was written to blacks, native Indians, and Hispanics. Read on.
I.S.U.P.K.
Anyway, my dogs go in on the street, them bad. Gun talking up with jeans member. If any somebody ever treat them bad, send the pussy them but meet them God. Louis V kicks pan we feed them bad. Catch a new drip, dog we beat them bad. Look how we just come and we a beat them bad. You know sister we is them dad. Hey, but anyway though, this a no playground. The Glock 19, they have to stay round. Nah take no check with me payroll. Anything rise up.
And the law that endureth forever.
And the what?
And the law that endureth forever.
And we read in here so-called black man a law. And here what's special with this law, so-called black man. This law endures forever. So when we're talking about laws, we ain't talking about no kind of makeshift something that will be here now, change in 10 minutes, and change back to something else again. We're talking about this like it's the law of gravity. Right? The law of gravity don't just keep changing. You go on top of a building and you jump off, you know where you're going to hit. You're going to hit the ground. For you not to hit the ground, you have to be able to position yourself now to learn another law. Probably the law dealing with aerodynamics. So the words of the Most High is a law that have been established forever. Not for a period of time, not for the old dispensation, not for today, not for some time to come. The laws of the Most High have been established forever. But our Christian leaders have not taught us the truth according to the Bible. So we have been taught that the laws of God are done away with, which is a lie according to the Bible. The Christian pastors have been lying against the Most High, and there's a grave punishment for that in the scriptures. But we in the I.S.U.P.K under Commandant General YAHANNA is going to teach our people the law, teach our people what is required for us to raise again as a nation of people, as a race of people, to bring our communities out of the condition that it is in today. Our communities now, what we have the philosophies and the doctrines of the so-called white man, the East Indians, the Chinese and so forth. That is what have our black communities in the condition that it's in today.
Right.
Because in black culture in the scriptures, it ain't a black and black crime.
Right.
We don't be running around killing one another without cause.
Right.
Hating my brother without cause.
Right.
In the scriptures, we don't have a culture where black people running around eating pork, crab, lobster and shrimp.
Right.
Right? Running up in the communities and molesting little children, raping women. We don't have that. We don't have in our culture women that is out of order, women that understanding the structure of the home, that the man is the defense and the protection for the black woman. This is what we have to understand as a race and as a nation of people. So let's get some on the law of Abakasha.
All they that keep it shall come to life.
All those that do what?
Keep it shall come to life.
And the Most High is making us know as a race of people, when we keep the law of the Most High power, we're going to come to life. And when we talk about life, we're talking about rulership in true essence. Now we're going to take control of this earth again. We're going to be now moving around, as the scriptures say, clothing in the right mind.
Right.
We ain't going to be running around here celebrating Christmas and Easter, right? Eating pork, crab, lobster and shrimp, and doing all manner of ungodliness, following Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. We're going to be following the God of Abraham, Isaac and Jacob.
Right.
The true and the living power, the one that created both the heavens and the earth. Read on.
But such as leave it shall die.
What will happen?
But such as leave it shall die.
Those that leave the law, the Lord said to us that we're going to die. This is the condition of the so-called black man today. The bottom of every race in society today. We work for every other race. We slave for every other race. Every other race is over the so-called black man, because the Lord said to us, when our nation lose this law, lose this culture, we're going to die. We're going to suffer. We're going to be in the bottom of society as a race and as a nation of people. Look at all the blacks, native Indians and Hispanics today. Look right in Port of Spain or any part of the world, as a matter of fact. You're going to see that there's one race of people in this condition. Not 2, 3 different races, but one race of people.
Right.
Blacks, native Indians and Hispanics are the ones subdued by the other races, because we have left away from the law of the Most High. We have left away from the love of the Most High. Because this law that the Most High have given to the so-called black man, this law is love.
Right.
This law is life. This law is what is going to raise the so-called black man from the condition into ruling the planet again.
Right.
Because this is what it requires to raise a community. This is what it requires to raise a country.
Right.
This is what it requires to raise a nation and a race of people.
Right.
The laws, commandments, and statutes that was given to us, blacks, native Indians, and Hispanics. And here what's going on. As scriptures say, the earth waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God, which is you, so-called black man.
Right.
Because nothing is going to take place on this earth in terms of being better unless the so-called black man is in rulership of the earth again.
Right.
We watch the East Indian rule, we watch the Chinese rule, we watch the Africans rule, we watch the Arabs rule, we watch the so-called white man rule, and watch the mess that we see here today.
Right.
Watch the condition of the society. Watch the condition of the earth. And this is a reflection to show the so-called black man that there's one more race that the earth is waiting to step up. That the Most High Power is waiting to step up, to bring things in order, to put things in alignment on the earth. The so-called black man. The real kings and the real priests on the earth. This is what the Most High waiting for. Read on.
Book of Baruch chapter 4 and verse 2. Turn thee, O Jacob.
Do what?
Turn thee, O Jacob.
And the Lord is waiting for who to turn? Jacob. Turn ye, O Jacob. Blacks, native Indians, and Hispanics. The Most High is waiting for the so-called black man to turn. Turn ye, O Jacob. So it's saying to the so-called black man, right now you're going in a particular direction. And the Lord wants Jacob to turn away from that path that we go in, so-called black man.
Right.
And that path is just a path of lawlessness.
Right.
Don't feel me walking around here following the law. You may be following some rules that the so-called white man laid down. You understand? Which is actually lawlessness.
Right.
But when we're talking about rules and we're talking about order in the black home and in society, we're talking about the laws and the rules of the Most High Power.
Right.
This is what we must understand as a race and as a nation of people. Because this is what the whole Bible is written about. Written about Christ, the one that is going to show us how to walk according to these rules.
Right.
We have examples in the scriptures of forefathers that didn't walk according to these laws, that didn't walk according to these rules and fell short. They are long lists. We have many that did great things and still fell short. We have Moses fell short, Aaron fell short. Because why? Being consistent in the rules and the laws of the Most High. We have John the Baptist that fell short, right? These men try walking the path. You understand? But Yahawashi, which is Christ, our King, he was the one to show us the way that we should really understand this law. Give us the spirit of the law. So men like John the Baptist didn't understand this, so they fell short because they didn't understand that they needed to follow Christ. They needed to follow the King of Israel.
Right.
All right, read on.
Walk in the presence of the light thereof.
Right. Walk in the presence of the light thereof. And as the scripture said, the law is a light and a lamp to the feet of the black man. So when the so-called black man moving around in the daily life or going forward our nation, the law is what is a light and a guide for the feet of the so-called black man.
Right.
So we ain't gonna be with the drug dealers, we ain't gonna be with the big wigs and them, we ain't gonna be with the Chinese and them, with the containers of drugs and the containers of marijuana that they can't figure out who it belong to. Right. Because we walking according to the law. And we understand in the nation of Israel, who are among black people, that a drug dealer is a witch.
Right.
And the penalty for being a witch in the scriptures is death. So we now is going to walk according to the law and choose life and turn away from selling drugs to one another and destroying our own brothers and sisters in the black community, right? Because of this systematic oppression that puts us in a position to do what? To try to survive. So now we're going to squeeze you, brother, to try to come up. This is what the so-called black man must understand. We're going to walk according to the light. We're not going to be consuming pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster, and all up inside the people hospital with glaucoma, arthritis, stroke, cancer, and the list goes on. So much ailments takes the so-called black man and the black woman, and we have no idea where these things stem from, because your Christian pastor have lied to you and tell you that the laws of God are done away with. When you even look at women, and the woman receiving this kind of cancer, I think it's an ovarian cancer. That is why a woman sleeping around man to man gives you that cancer if you don't understand that.
Right.
That is science.
Right.
And that science is in the Bible.
Right.
When a man sleeps with a man and promotes homosexuality, you don't know what's going to happen. Monkeypox.
Right.
The scripture said that your flesh is going to reap corruption.
Right.
These things should not be strange to the so-called black man ears, because we understand what is required to rule the earth.
Right.
We understand the laws that must be set in place to keep things in motion. We know we're not supposed to jump down in the sea and eat out all the crab and eat up the shrimp. We understand that these things are the things that are going to keep the ocean clean.
Right.
We understand that everything goes in a cycle. It's a recycling system. Just as the rain fall on the ground, you gather your water, you drink, you do whatever the case might be, and that water evaporate and return up to the clouds again. A continuous cycle. That is life. That is even the life of man. And the laws in the scriptures is going to teach the so-called black man that these things that might be looking hunky-dory or are a bit hard to understand. No, it is plain. But you must come into the I.S.U.P.K under Commandant General YAHANNA and put on that spirit of Christ and understand these laws, these commandments and statutes.
Listen well to what I tell. No calling can cause pain. Something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord?